Hey folks, Dennis Foster here, Focus Outdoors Television. Join us this week as we head to Devil's Lake, North Dakota, one of the most well-known fisheries in the upper Midwest, for some late January ice fishing. You're going to notice we had some very dark conditions, and we experienced that for a couple weeks here in late January, and a notoriously tough time of the year to fish anyway. With the low light conditions, the fish were sluggish at best, but we elicited some help from local guide Ansel Reynolds, which is always key when you're fishing these huge bodies of water, in this case 200,000 acres plus, depending on the water levels are high right now. So with that, he gave us some advice and actually took us up on one of what I'd call the upper lakes, which is an ancillary body of water which is connected to the Devil's Lake fishery, which is Lake Irvine. And we got in some shallow water, 8-foot type of stuff, and found more active walleyes there. So with that, we were able to scratch a few walleyes, had a great time doing it, learned a lot. We then transitioned to fishing perch, which Devil's Lake is very famous for. Deep water out in the mouth of Creel Bay, 45 to 50 foot of water. The perch proved sluggish as well, but with today's modern electronics, we were able to literally chase them around and stay on top of them, meaning we're using some scanning electronics where we could look around, spot small schools, run over and fish them. With that, we were using some very specific techniques, which you will see using a lot of HT Enterprise equipment, specifically small, heavy tungsten jigs to get down, fish quickly, make your rods a little more sensitive, and capitalize on the very light bite. So stay tuned to all the action. If you'd like to make a trip up there yourself, go to devilslakend.com. It's a great website put on by the Chamber of Commerce up there. These folks know how to showcase what they have to offer, and they do have a lot to offer. You'll find all the information you need, links to guides, lodging, so forth. Up-to-date fishing reports as well. Stay tuned, check out the action. Hopefully you'll learn something.
We get something going here. We've have had a couple smaller fish, and by God, there is one on the Vexillar right now. Maybe we can get a last opportunity. Yep. Get this out of the way. Catch it on him. And he was nice enough to swim over and tangle another line, but nonetheless, we got him. Just a nice little eater-sized fish, but by God, we'll take him. It has been tough here. Its moral of the story is just keep hanging it out, keep plugging away here. This may hold us for another half an hour. It is somewhat cloudy. It's been foggy all morning. You know, maybe this bite will extend itself a little bit, but regardless, stay tuned. Hopefully we do find some perch later, because that's on my agenda. Well, we finished up our first day up here at Devil's Lake. Happened to get out with Ansel Reynolds, local guide here. Put us on some fish. The bite's been really, really tough. We had to work for what we got, but as you can see, we got a fair mess of little fish here. Nothing to complain about. Docs are going to make a meal or two. Probably head out and do some more main lake stuff tomorrow, more official event orientated type things, but through Ansel's help, he's put us on some fish, and once again, a body of water this size and how it's spread out and sprawling and actually forms different bodies of water, totally different fisheries per se. It helps to have local information. Talking about cleaning fish here, I just made the comment to Ansel that, this is just a motel. And this is their facility, and I see signs in other hotels around the area. This, I assume, is somewhat common in the community?
They put cleaning stations in basically all the hotels in town here. And, you come in here, clean your birds in here, and all your fish, they're open year round. But I've also seen them in here where, this fall they're cutting deer up in here. So that's facilities that are used by everybody, all the sportsmen here. And everybody's done such a fantastic job to help everybody out with this. It's amazing what they've done in the last few years here.
This is something that goes across state lines literally in both Dakotas. We both have excellent cleaning facilities near our ramps, the state park, so forth. I believe Devil's Lake is the first one I was aware of that put in a public all-weather cleaning facility near at the bait shop. A couple communities that I'm involved in over in South Dakota has put one up within the last couple of years. Casca, South Dakota will have theirs up and running this spring. So it's just literally laying out the red carpet for the outdoorsman. It isn't just come, hey, catch our fish, shoot our birds, whatever. We've got places to take care of them properly, which is
yeah, and it's a big thing because if you get to these places here, if you go to the public one and all of a sudden you might have 40 people waiting to clean fish. Now you can come to your hotels, motels, and you got facilities right there. A lot of them have freezer space and everything for you to take care of this right on the spot.
Yeah, we're in our ice fishing season and we've got it to ourselves, so there's plentiful facilities for us.
Yep.
High Point Pet Foods presents Country Creations Dog Foods, offering quality nutrition for the life of your canine companion. To fuel the fire of puppyhood into keeping the energy level high of an active young dog, optimizing the performance of the hard-charging adult, or having a quality diet for your senior canine companion. Country Creations has you covered with their quality formulas. Get in touch with High Point Pet Foods today. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels is your full-time gun dog training facility. For over 30 years, we have customized our training to fit each individual gun dog. We know it takes a well-trained gun dog to handle wild birds. Make every hunting trip a dream trip. Let Midwest Gun Dog Kennels put excitement back into your hunt of a lifetime. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels, where experience equals excellence.
Dakota Pheasant Guide offers the best wild pheasant hunts from the Glacial Lakes area of South Dakota west to the Missouri River. Packages available include everything from self-guided to fully guided hunts. Book your bird hunting adventure now. Fishermen, iTime Promotions is your ticket to an enjoyable and successful day on the water. Call Dennis Foster for your outdoor adventure of a lifetime.
We just let out a few foot deeper from the old original shoreline of Devil's Lake when it was much smaller than it is now, and I'm with Tanner Cherney, who is Devils Lake's outdoor media director, I guess it'd be?
Yeah, outdoor media coordinator, Dennis.
Coordinator, okay.
Makes it sound more official.
And coordinated.
Sometimes I don't know about that.
Unlike my speaking. But with that, give us a little history of the lake, because this thing is absolutely massive. And what has happened to get us to this point?
Absolutely. So yeah, like you said, we're fishing on an old shoreline right now. The thing about Devil's Lake is in the early 90s, this lake was a small 45,000 acre lake, and over the course of 25 years, the body of water has just expanded immensely. Up here, it's a closed basin lake, so there is no river coming out of it, no natural outlet. So with being so flat and a lot of runoff and snowpack and stuff, over the course of 25 years, the lake grew from 40,000 acres to over 220,000 at the height of the flooding about 5 years ago.
Okay.
So it's just covered a ton of water, and it's created a very diverse fishery, from spawning grounds to habitat to structure. I mean, you talk about a big body of water, it's good 40 to 50 miles from east to west, and not including some of the northern basin connected lakes up there as well.
Exactly. And what I've personally found fishing this, it fishes differently from one area to the other. I mean, there's a million different things you can do to find and catch fish out here.
It really is. Of course, everyone comes up here to chase jumbo perch, and that can be a great time. It's a run and gun style of fishing up here, but like what we've been doing is a little walleye fishing, and that can fish so differently throughout the whole lake itself. I mean, you can be sitting on an old shoreline like we are and doing your vertical jigging more aggressive. You could be looking for rock piles. You could be looking on old flooded roads. I mean, there's hundreds of miles of old gravel roads, foundations of houses and barns. So it's just, the thing I like to tell everyone about Devil's Lake is it's a lake where no matter the style of fishing you like, you can use it here.
And that's something that's really key too, because it isn't, oh my God, I'm not a big troller. I'm Lake Erie, for example, maybe I'm not going to get into the fish because that's not my thing. Up here, whatever your thing is, you can actually put it into practice and make it work.
You really can, and we've noticed that in the open water season. Like I said, you run planer boards up here, you run bottom bouncers, downriggers. You want a vertical jig, you can vertical jig all year long. It really just fishes very diverse throughout the whole season.
As basic as you ever wanted to be, and super effective slip bobbers.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
You sit out there and you throw a couple bobbers out, and I mean, every time you see that bobber go under it, you feel like a kid again. It's just like tip-up fishing.
Exactly. And it gets right back down to the basics again too.
It does. It does.
Another thing I've noticed too is getting away from having to have a lot of expensive equipment is all the shore fishing opportunities that are here.
It's, with the flooding that's gone on, it's built up a lot of roads in the process and dikes. So with that road buildup, you've got a shoreline drop off of riprap that's been over the course of 10, 15 years. So you've got different structure right near shore. And I know a lot of guys in the spring or throughout most of the summer will go out in the evening and pitch from the shore and do fantastic. Even sometimes in spring, you'll do better from shore than you will in a boat.
Right. The neck down current areas between the bridges.
Yep.
This water moves around through this body of water.
And the beauty of that going into wintertime too is, early on and even now for walleye fishing, walleyes relate to structure so well, so you don't really necessarily have to have a side-by-side or a pickup that you want to take on the ice. You can walk off from any of the riprap run and get on good walleye structure and have a good day of fishing.
And that's a good way to get people started fishing. Quite frankly, that's how I started in college, with no money, with tire iron in hand, popping open old holes, literally fishing with broken off broomsticks with some lines spooled around the darn things.
Yep.
It gives you the opportunity to see if you're going to like it or not, and take it as far as you want.
That's the beauty. I mean, there's no boundary to entry like that. It opens a lot of doors for people and gives them that opportunity. And it's been really cool because we have a community college in town here that has actually offered open water and ice fishing classes to students that are here. And a lot of the students are coming to play sports that have never walked on a frozen lake before. So it's just a unique experience that's opened the doors to a lot of new anglers.
Perfect. We need to find one out here for the camera. We're going to mention, we're going to be real upfront here, folks. We've had a little bit of a tough bite, but we're finding some fish, enough to keep us happy
we
for
are.
a while.
Keep us content, and as you can see, it's been an overcast day, and quite frankly, the last week or so, it's been, every morning it's been foggy, and perch fishing on Devil's Lake is very sunlight driven, so when you don't have that sun peeking through the clouds, it's tougher to get a perch bite going, so it's why we're focusing on a lot of walleyes right now. And this helps keep that walleye bite extended throughout the morning hours into even early afternoon. So no, it's been a good little flurry that we get every once in a while, and keeps us content.
Yeah, you know, one thing I'd like to personally add, and I've been up here a number of times throughout the years, whether it's fishing tournaments or just coming up fun fishing, is the hospitality. You know, and I'm from South Dakota, and we can claim to be from the Dakotas. It's the same thing we've got at home. I mean, people genuinely welcome you here.
Well, and Devil's Lake has opened its arms wide open to anglers, hunters, any sportswomen alike. So we've had probably 4 hotels in the last 5 years that have opened their doors and came into business because of tourism in the area. And not only that, but they've put in, you know, we have a year-round fish cleaning station that's indoor, heated and cooled. So it's great for the wintertime, great for the summer, open to the public, free of use. But now we've had all these hotels put in fish cleaning stations and dog kennels at their properties, which has been beneficial. You spend a day in 30 below on the ice and you don't have to fillet fish on your tailgate and freeze your hands.
And we sampled some of that last night. We were staying at the Cobblestone there, and I'd made comment on that. You know, that's just handier than heck, because there's nothing worse than a bucket full of fish that look like bricks.
No, absolutely. So no, our community has been very warm and welcoming to anglers and sportsmen and hunters and everyone in the outdoors coming in. And to add with that, we've had a few new restaurants pop up in town. So we're happy to have folks like you here.
There, I just missed one there, but very, very true. We ate at the ranch the other night, which I know about from past visits.
Yes, their steak there is
that's worth
top
the trip
shelf.
itself right there, you bet. So yeah,
There's
moral of
the
the story
fish.
is there's a ton of stuff to do up here. It is beautiful. You know, we're just talking fishing. Heck, we haven't even touched on your waterfowl opportunities and all the, you know, the hunting opportunities that are around.
Yep, and I'm marking one right down here now, Dennis, too.
You're probably going to steal my fish.
I don't know. You probably fed him.
Need to feed him some steel.
He's right there.
There you go.
There we go.
Perfect. You gotta like that.
Got a little shoulders to him, a little bit nicer.
You know, I picked the location. You do recall that.
You did.
Oh,
Another specimen of a Devil's Lake walleye.
That's up and coming crop. Maybe touching your presentation here too, because I noticed you didn't tip this, did you?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
I just seen the feathers.
Yep. No, he golfed that. So yeah, I am fishing just here with, well, actually what I've got on is just a clam blade spoon with a rattle on it, which have been a great little lure up here the last couple winters.
Okay.
And
Midwest Gun Dog Kennels is your full-time gun dog training facility. For over 30 years, we have customized our training to fit each individual gun dog. We know it takes a well-trained gun dog to handle wild birds. Make every hunting trip a dream trip. Let Midwest Gun Dog Kennels put excitement back into your hunt of a lifetime. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels, where experience equals excellence.
Make your next day on the water even better with Airwave Pedestal, the only air suspension system that can be custom adjusted to the weight of the rider. No unreliable springs, no oil-filled shocks to leak. Our patented design utilizes a 2-stage suspension system to smooth out the roughest ride, while limiting travel to an industry-leading 2 inches. This boating season, enjoy your time on the water to the fullest. Find out how at airwavepedestal.com.
Dakota Pheasant Guide offers the best wild pheasant hunts from the Glacial Lakes area of South Dakota west to the Missouri River. Packages available include everything from self-guided to fully guided hunts. Book your bird hunting adventure now. Fishermen, iTime Promotions is your ticket to an enjoyable and successful day on the water. Call Dennis Foster for your outdoor adventure of a lifetime.
Hey folks, we're still out here literally chasing these fish around on Devil's Lake, and we're trying for some perch, and everybody is telling us, all the guides included, that the bite is incredibly tough, and I'm here to tell you they're correct. But we're playing around with some new technology, and even though we're not catching any fish as of yet, I tell you what, I have learned a ton in the last 10 minutes. We put down Garmin's Live Scope system, and we can spin around, and we got that set for about a 60-foot range, and we're marking these perch, and quite frankly, they're moving quickly. And we popped a bunch of holes around here, and they're just blowing by our baits. A matter of fact, we were just studying the screen before we turned on the camera, and marking a fish over by one of the holes, walk over, look at the Vexilar, sure enough, it's under the bait, move the bait, and it moves on. What it's telling us is these fish are definitely on the move. They're tough to get to stop. I found this many years ago when we used to fish Waubay in South Dakota, another expansive, glacial, flooded slough-type lake, for lack of a better term. It seems like when these fish are moving, particularly the perch, they're not wanting to stop for anything. And I've also noticed too, is on any given day, say they're going north, you can be on one portion of the lake and literally be several miles away and find fish again, and they're all going the same direction. Once again, hard to stop. We just had one blow right on by here. But we are picking up a lot of knowledge here on this. If we can figure out how to make them stop and catch a few, would be great. But the moral of the story is, even when you're not catching fish, there's always something to learn. At some point down the line, this will help fill in a piece of a puzzle, and we'll get on fish, hopefully today. If not, we pick something up. You know, I just said I was setting the camera down. As soon as I set it down and grabbed the rod, this happened. And if this is a perch, granted this is a light rod, it's probably a fair fish. I'm not in any hurry. As tough as it's been, I don't want to, there you come with me, really lose any. Oh yeah. Just nice fat fish. And once again, the victories in, and I did stick him, in learning what to do with these fish, because quite frankly, standard tactics, you know, fishing spoons and so forth, you'd have never got one of these fish. Even standard electronics, I mean, we literally have been scanning and panning around in a circle to find these fish, drilled several holes, got on them, started playing with them, and now we're getting them. And just curious on size on that, that's a good 12-inch fish anyway, so that's a nice fish. With that, we're going to get our lines back down, see if we can't capitalize on this. Going to take and pass along what we've had to resort to here to get these fish, and this is a tiny HT tungsten, I believe it's a Marmuska jig here, but putting a whole waxworm on there, quite frankly, even with a spring bobber, they're just ever so slightly tugging on it, could not get them hooked. So what I've taken to doing is I'm just threading that on there, just in the hook gap there. And it's even hard, I have no fingernails, but with fingernails you kind of squash it, and just taking the scissors, nipping his back off of there. And if we can see what it looks like in the water, but what it is, it's just a tiny package. And that's just going to kind of flip around as I wave that around with the spring bobber. And that has been hooking them pretty darn consistently now. As you can see that in the water, I mean, that just looks dynamite. Just shakes there. And with that cutting net, you're also getting all the fresh juices right out of that thing. And as we go on through the day here, I've got a 500 count tub here. If I have fish come in and they don't hit it, I'm going to reel it up and peel the old one off, put a new one on, and do that slice and dice thing to them. And all right, we're still plugging away here. We found a couple small perch, and some of the other participants have found a few small perch as well. It's getting after 4 o'clock here, kind of getting into that witching hour, sunset type of thing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to slide up a little shallower and try for some walleyes. You can see the number of rods we've had out, trying a little bit of everything to coax these fish into going. They've been proven pretty darn lethargic, but you know, we got to do what you guys got to do to try to get them here. So we'll give her a few more minutes, and I guess, wait a minute. Need help with the transducer, or is he gonna avoid it? You know, it's taking a while. We're in 47 foot of water here, so that explains that. There you go. Okay, not a bad perch, just a nice eater sized perch here. So with that, maybe not look a gift horse in the mouth, maybe call that our perch bite, wrap up on a positive note. Well folks, we're getting towards the end of the day here. Been up here for a couple days on Devil's Lake, had a great time. Super people, the hospitality is second to none. Special shout out to Woodland Resort, Cobblestone Inn, where we stayed in town itself. Guide Ansel Reynolds, who helped get us on the fish. We kind of did a little pre-fishing before this Association of Great Lakes Outdoor Riders event with him, got into some walleyes there. You can tell just by their surroundings here, we're in some really funky, heavy, foggy, just moist weather. We have not seen the sun in days. It has not helped this bite at all. But I tell you, we did learn a lot. We're using our electronics, particularly the scanning type electronics with the live scope system. Hopefully some of that got passed along to you. Darn sure, do not be afraid to embrace this modern technology. It doesn't hurt to pick up a new product every now and then again. It does help, without a doubt. That being said, stay tuned. Our next outing is going to be on Lake of the Woods. Paul and Brandy Johnson, Riverbend Resort. Should be a multi-species affair. Going to run out on some big water, chase some bigger fish. I'm very much looking forward to it. Stay tuned, see what we can come up with for that one.